Good morning, everyone. I'm Jen Houston, owner of the Artsy Fartsy Gallery. I'm a full-time independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canmore, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to the Creative Escape. So glad that you could pop on today, and I'm going to show you a fun little technique that I haven't used in a while, but somebody on Sharing Sunday kind of reminded me of something. So I hope that if this is a technique that's new to you, that you give it a try, and if it's old to you, that it just reminds you, like it kind of reminded me of, oh yeah, I know how to do this. Let's try this on a card or two. I have not put my microphone on here. Let's get this on, just to make sure we can see. We can see. Sorry, everybody can hear. Hi, Jen. Good morning. So, when you pop on, just like Jen and Janet here, please say hello, tell me where you're from. If you've already told me a gazillion times, or I know where you're from, that's okay, you don't have to say that. But if you're new to here, or you've just, popped on a few times, let me know again, because I forget. I'm, getting older. And every time you comment, your name will be put into a draw. So Jennifer and Janet already have their name in the draw once. So, and also if you share this video, your name will be entered into a separate draw, which you can win 4 of my handmade cards. So please try that out. Oh yes, look it. I made my own shirt. So the artsyfartsgallery.com. Oh, my blubber arms. Anyways, Jen Houston. So I'm trying out some little shirt designs, trying out some different t-shirts, see how they feel, and then maybe we'll get some for sale. That might be fun. Good morning, Kim and Teresa. Welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna put up the sign on the screen. Thanks for sharing, you guys. Awesome. Put the supply list up there. So from this, I wonder if you'll be able to figure it out. So you'll need black cardstock, and it's basically the card base. So measuring 5.5 by 8.5, and you'll fold it in half. Lots of halves there. Number 2, you'll need a white or a light color cardstock, because it's going to go inside the card, measured at 4 by 5.25. Next, you'll need a piece of cardstock cut at 4 by 5.25. And a scrap piece big enough to stamp your image on, your image on kind of idea. So pick your favorite color. Hello, Lisa, and oh, you're back in Manitoba. Love it. You're back for the heat wave there, hey? And good morning, Donna. Nice to see you. So then you'll need a black piece of cardstock to go over top, which will be measured at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So that'll test your eyesight for this morning. You'll need some stamps, some white craft ink and a dauber sponge, and if you have it, white embossing powder with the heat tool. So hopefully, I wonder, does anybody have any ideas as to what we might be making? Good morning, Betty. Welcome back. Any guesses? Any guesses? What we're making this morning? What technique we're going to be using? Any guesses? Any guesses? Okay. Here, I'm going to let you decide this for me. Would you like to see my examples first or at the end? Thanks, Karma. I'm making it myself. The artsyfartsgallery.com, and then Jen Houston. I'm checking it out. See if this shirt, wears well, if it, washes okay and doesn't, shrink. We'll see. Black Magic. I don't know if I've known that one. Is that where you do the Versamark over top, just lightly over top of like silver foil, and you, I don't know, chalkboard? I found you easier today. Oh, good. Once you practice makes perfect. Yes. Chalkboard. I would like to see them first. You want to see them first? First? Okay. All right. Oh, we got one end. Well, Karma, you can close your eyes. And then you can re-watch the replay. And you can see them. Okay. So this is the card that I had made a couple years back using the chalkboard technique. You're right there, Kim. So it's just kind of a neat way to do something different with your cards, right? So I will show you how to add color to this later on, and how I made this pop, but this isn't. It's kind of fainter, you know, a little more faint in the background. So yes, chalkboard. So that was one example that I had from back in the day. Here's one I made yesterday. So this is from the Painted Glass, PQRST. Yes, Painted Glass stamp set. You can see that I just stamped that circle, did kind of the chalkboard effect back there. It's like, it doesn't have to be kiddish, right? It can be sophisticated and you know, nice. But yeah, so there's that. And then on the inside, I stamped the rose from that Painted Glass stamp set too. And on the envelope, just that same medallion. And then just to add a little something to the middle, I did add that rhinestone, and I colored it with rich raspberry. I concede, glad I saw it. Okay, my lips are dry for some reason today. Here is another example. So this stamp set, this stamp right here, I absolutely love, and I think it's so true. It is from To a Wild Rose. This little shape here is from the Magnolia set, Good Morning Magnolia, and this is from that Painted Glass again. And just to kind of add a little pizzazz to the background, I used the tin tile embossing folder, which I really like. Just adds a little something, right? And then on the inside here, I just had a little strip left of the black with the kind of the chalkboard feel to it. And on this envelope, I stamped that same Magnolia item there and the little rose, just to tie it all together. You love this one. Oh, nice. Okay, so now the next one is one that I added some color to. So this one's from Rooted in Nature. I used those leaf stamps. And this saying is from the bird, no, Free as a Bird. I kind of remember all these names now. So I ended up coloring some of them. I also added some of the rhinestones, but also colored them with the blender, Stampin' Blends. Those things are great for that. And then just on the inside, I stamped a few little leaves. And then on this one, I embossed and then just used the dauber to color those same colors on the front. Now, I don't know if I love it because can't really see the white. And then on the flap, I just stamped those same colors on the flap and added some, whatever you want to call it, splatter from the blender pens. I'm really into that now. I always use it to cover up boo-boos, but now it's kind of like, oh, it's missing something. I need a little something extra, and so let's put that splatter on there. And then this is the last one that I'll show. So this was kind of the chalkboard technique right here, just added to a card. So instead of just having this as a stark black, you know, just to soften it a little, I added kind of the chalkboard smudges there. This paper is that mosaic paper, which is so pretty. And on the inside, so it says, here's to a wonderful couple. And this is from the Verdant Garden stamp set. And all the happiness you'll share together. I don't even think that makes sense. Anyways, I should reread the, you know, sayings to make sure they make sense. I think I needed to add the little love there. Anyways, here's my envelope. I didn't do anything to here, but just added a little strip of piece of paper. So there is what we are going to be working on. Some things similar to that. So let's get started. This one we're going to make as kind of a chalkboard kind of card that maybe could be used for, say, the end of the year, school, teachers. Hello, Sandy. Nice to see ya. So I have myself here oh, this is so bizarre. Anyways, I have crumb cake, and apparently it's going to go this way. Yes, it is. I want it to go this way because I will show you later why I want it like a tent card. Okay, then I have some soft suede. I think it's 3 3/4. And then I have a piece of basic black, which is going to be our chalkboard piece. I have a little ledge here for our chalkboard. It's going to go on there somehow. And this little bit came from the art set, the framelits. There's this neat ribbon kind of a thing, and I thought, oh, that would look kind of fun at the top of the chalkboard maybe, and a little piece of chalk. All right, and then we're going to use the animal outing stamp, this big rhinoceros, and so we'll put him on there. And then there's also this thank you big time, so I thought it'd be kind of cute. Okay, so that's kind of how this is all going to be assembled. And I see I didn't get a white piece of paper, but I can grab that later. First off, guess what we have to use, and guess what I'm remembering to use? The embossing buddy. So take your black, and we are going to emboss everything first before we go over with the chalkboard smudges, because if you do this in reverse, you're going to have white embossing powder everywhere. Okay, so first off, we need Versamark. I think I forgot to mention that in the supply list. Now, because I want a nice crisp image, you could use the big, not the Big Shot, the Stamparatus, or you can use this foam mat just to help you, you know, stamp a little bit more. There we go. Now I'm wondering if we're even gonna, yeah, should have enough room. If you're wondering why this stamp looks a little weird, I had actually cut it apart. I wanted the thank you and big time separate, so I cut them in half. But you can also put them back together really easily. Done. Thank you, big time. And let's get the embossing powder, which I have in this little tray that I had bought from, oh goodness, the dollar store years ago. I'm just going to tip some on here. And as you can see, I got some where I didn't want. I don't know, I couldn't find my little paintbrush that I have for these little boo-boos here, but get rid of whatever you don't want, otherwise it's staying there forever. All right, now I'm going to use my heat tool. Okay, I'm just going to have to hold it over here. right, I think I got it all. So that Versamark ink was really, it's clear ink. It's really, really super sticky, which helps the embossing powder to stick to, just want to make sure everything is embossed. It helps it stick to the embossing powder. So then when you heat it, the embossing powder actually kind of melts. And it's kind of a fun process to watch it kind of melt, and it gets brighter and brighter. So thank you, big time. Let's assemble this card. So I've got my snail tape. Some of you like to use just multi-purpose glue or whatever kind. All works well. So I'm going to stick that down. Now before I put this down, I'm going to take my dauber and my white craft ink, which is very, very different than your normal inks. This one is much more kind of pasty. When you buy the clear ink, or when you buy the white craft ink, it comes empty, and so you get the ink pad not with ink on it, and then you get your little white refill. Now I don't refill the whole thing, no sense. I don't use it that often, but when I do, I just add a little bit to a corner, and away we go. After 14 years, I still get wowed by the heat embossing. I know, right? It's so fun. So I've got myself a dauber here. Now if you want to use a sponge or whatever you have, go for it. So I'm just tapping here. You maybe test on the back. See, that's way too much ink, because it'll just blur out your whole image. So get rid of some of that, wipe it on a scrap piece of paper, put it on the back where nobody's gonna see. Okay, and then you're just gonna lightly come over top, and it just makes it look like, you know, eraser mark smudges. Like so. Evil is my favorite word for the white crafting. Yes, you do have to make sure it dries. It takes a long time to dry. So I don't know if you can see kind of the mottled look of the chalkboard brush. Looks like, you know, when you've got chalk and you've smudged it a little. So you can make it as smudgy as you want. I just like a little bit, but totally up to you. All right, so now I'm going to stick this down like so. And in the middle, preferably. But it's Monday morning and we just don't know if that's going to work for me. I think I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals, and it'll make it look a little more 3D. Now, if I was a dimensional, where would I be? Over here. Okay, just fits. So how was everybody's weekend? Did Manitoba, you guys got a thunderstorm or something, didn't you? And I forgot one thing here. I better do it now while I remember. I forgot about the draw from last week. So 2 people participated in sharing their versions. So Karen had a beautiful dragonfly, and also Janet had her version there too, which was beautiful. So let's do our little draw. Pick one. Where am I going here? Karen. Sorry, you can't see. There we go. Karen, what happened? I don't know what happened. So Janet, you showed your version. You had a video of your version of your card, which was beautiful, from last week. So Karen is the winner, and I will send her a little something in the mail. So this week, give this chalkboard technique a try. Show us your versions, and you can be entered in to win a little prize in the mail. Okay. Now I popped that up, which I like. And here's this green thing. I didn't know if I would add it or not, but I think I'm going to, just to add a little color. Okay, I'm just going to use snail. Okay, and then my little piece of chalk, the pink. I think the phrase we are after is Houston, we have a problem. Uh-oh. We stopped. Oh, sheesh. Okay.